And she just seemed like she would be the same way in person. It seemed like she was so down to earth.
גמר חתימה טובה, שנה טובה. גמר חתימה טובה, שנה טובה. גמר חתימה טובה. The Lord is waiting for our prayers. Yes.
Well, I'm a little glad that 2.5 years was unfortunate.
My friends, we'll begin with the afternoon service preceding the holiday on page 431. Page 431 is Mincha for the holiday. The way we will pray this today is that we will begin with Ashrei Yoshvei Vitecha. We will have the Chatzi Kaddish. After the Chatzi Kaddish, I will begin the Amidah, and you are welcome to join me then, or join me for the Kedusha, and then we will go through the first three blessings of the Amidah together out loud, and then continue silently to ourselves through the rest. It's a regular weekday Amidah with a few special addition lines for the high holidays. The major difference is at the end, there is a vidui. There is a vidui, meaning a confessional. And people say, why do we have a confessional before we even start the holiday? Don't we confess enough during the holiday? And the answer is that people were often concerned that you might choke and not be able to make it to the actual holiday. And so you have to do a vidui before the holiday starts, so you get one in case, God forbid, you should choke or something should happen and prevent you from getting to the holiday. So we begin page 431. אשרי יושבי ביתך עוד יללוך סלע, אשרי עם שכחלו, אשרי שאמר נא אלוהי יללם. תהילת אדוני ידבר פיו ויברך כה בשר שם קודשו לעולם ועד, ואנחנו נברכיה מטבע עולם, hallelujah. We rise, page 432, יתגדל ויקדש שם רבה, ועלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי וחייכון ובימיכון ובחייתך בישראל, בגלל בזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמר המבורך לעולם ומעלמיה, יפרח וישתבח ויפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קדושה ברכו להילה לעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחת ונחמתה דמירם בעמה ואמרו אמן. אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ולאה לאה, האל הגדול הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומר חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות, ומביא גואל לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה. זוכרינו לחיים מלך חפץ בחיים, וכתבנו בספר חיים למענך אלוהים חיים. מלך עוזר ופוקד ומושיע מגן ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ופוקד שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה מתים אתה רב להושיע. מוריד את תלמך כל חיים בחסד, מחיה מתים ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בגברות ומיד מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה מצמיע ישועה. מי כמוך ברחמים, זוכר יצוריו לחיים ברחמים, ונאמן אתה לחיי המתים, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי המתים. We join together at the bottom of page 434. נקדש שמו בעולם כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב ביד נביאך וקרא זה אל זה ויאמר קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות מלוא כל הארץ כבודו למתם ברוך יאמרו. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו דברי קודשך כתוב לאמור. ימלוך אדוני לעולם מלך ציון לדור ודור, הללויה. לדור ודור נגיגו לך ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש. בשבחך אלוהינו מפינו לאמוש לעולם ועד, כי המלך גדול וקדוש אתה, ברוך אתה אדוני המלך הקדוש.
110 or 100?
For the guy.
כולם ילו הזליגו, תלך לנו, מחל לנו, כפר לנו. אחרי שכתנו בני בגדו, אחרי שכתנו בני בגדו, אחרי שכתנו
Page 441. יתקדע ויקדש מרבה, ועלמד יברח חירותי וימליך מלכותי וחיי חון וימי חון וחיי דחו בישראל בגל הזמן קריב ומרום מהן יש מרברך לעולם ומאומיה יפרח וישתבח ויפר ויתרומם וינשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קדושה בריחו לעילה לעילה מיקו ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירם ויאמה ומרום מהן תקבל צלחנו נבותן דחו ישראל קדם ובהוני בשמיה ומרום מהן יהי שלום הרב משמיה וחיים עלינו וכל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום ואמרו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו וכל ישראל ואמרו אמן. We rise for עלינו, page 442. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, התקראו לעלייה בראשית שלו. ככתוב בתורתך אדוני מלך לעולם ועד ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. Those in a period of mourning, those observing the yahrzeit of a loved one, we elevate souls higher in the heavens, closer to our hearts. Mourners Kaddish, page 443. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemerava.
Amen.
Be'alma divra chirute ve'amlich malchute v'chayechon uvyamechon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala v'zman kari v'emru Amen. Yehei shmei rab v'vorach le'olam u'lamei almaya. Yiparach v'yishtavach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei kudsha b'rechu. Leila, Leila, Mikol, Birchata, Vishirata, Tushbechata, Venechamata, Damiran, Ve'alma, Ve'emru Amen.
Amen.
Yehi Shlama, Rava, Min Shemaya, V'chaim Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'emru Amen.
Amen.
Oseh Shalom B'mromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'emru Amen.
Amen.
Please be seated. At this point, it is my honor to invite our past presidents up to the bima, to invite our choir out and Rabbi Rosen as we prepare for Kol Nidre. Well, I'm sure I'll say it again. I want to remind people that if staying on your feet at any point is too much, that you should make sure to take care of yourself as your body tells you. For those that do not have a talit on yet, it is traditional on this evening and this evening alone for everybody in the congregation who has a tradition of wearing a talit to put one on as we begin this service before the evening starts, convening a Beit Din, a formal court. And so I invite those presidents. We will be coming through the congregation on either side and coming up the middle. If you have something that is blocking the middle, just please try and pull it as close as you can to the side. And I ask that you rise at this point. I should have.
This note. Yeah, when we get to that part where you're just hitting the G for me.
Susan Friedman's on this side, Phil Shane's on this side, David Gross is on this side, everybody else is on that side. I invite you to join us on page 204. Or zarua la tzadik hu yishrei lev simcha. Light is sown for the righteous, and joy for those whose hearts are true.
O zarua latzadik lishrei lev simcha. 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 Or 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 zarua latzadik lishrei lev simcha. O zarua latzadik lishrei lev simcha.
She's gonna start Beshiva Shamala. You're one. It's 3 times, right? No, just once?
Wait, 3 times.
Oh.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bottom of page 204, we convene the Beit Din, this court, Yeshiva Shamala.
Vishiva Shamala, Ulishiva Shamata, Al Dat Hamakom, Vel Dat HaKahal, Anu Matirin, Lehitpalel, Im Havayanim.
Beshiva Shamala, Uveshiva Shamata, Al Data Makom, Vel Data Hal, Anumati Rilei Palel, Im Harvayanim.
Vishiva Shamala, Uvishiva Shamata, Al Dat Hamakom, Vel Dat HaKahal, Anu Matirin, Lehitpalel, Im Ha'avayanim.
By the authority of the court on high and by the authority of this court below, with divine consent and with the consent of this congregation, we grant permission to pray with those who have transgressed, those who have gone astray. We welcome all to pray. Kol Nidre, page 205.
Kol Nidre, Esarei, Echarame, Ekoname, Echinuye, Ekinuse, Ushuot, Dindarna, Udishtapana, Udachrimna, Vedasana, Nafshatana, Miyom, Kippurim, Zeh, Adiyom, Kippurim, Haba, Aleinu, Letova, Kulehon, Icharat Navehon, Kulehon, Yehon, Sharan, Shevikin, Shevitin, בטלים ומבוטלים לשרירים ולקיימים נדרנה לנדרי אסרנה לאסרי ושבועתנה שבועות.
Nidre v'asarei v'charamei v'kanamei v'chinuyei v'kinusei
ושבועות.
din darna hudeish tabana
Uri acharim na
Ediasorna
al nafshatana miyom kippurim hazeh
Ad
Yom Kippurim
Habaleinu
Letova
Kuhon
Icharat Navehon
Kohon
Yehosheran Shavikin Shavitin Betelin Umevutalin
Lasherin Delakaya
Kayamin
Nidrana
La Nidre Vesarana La Esare
Ushevutana
Lo Shevot
Kol nidre esare v'charamei v'konamei v'chinuyei v'kinusei u'shvuot din dana u'deishtapana u'dachrimna ve'dasarna nafshtana misod kippurim zeh ad yom kippurim haba aleinu v'tova kulehon yichrarat navehon kulehon yehon sharan shavikin shavitin betelin umevutalin la sharirin vela kayamin Besarei Ushuatan Allah Shavuot.
V'nislach lechol adat b'nei Yisrael, v'lager hagor betocham, ki lechol ha'am b'ishgaga.
V'nislach lechol adat b'nei Yisrael, v'lager hagar betocham, ki lechol ha'am b'ishgaga.
V'nislach lechol adat b'nei Yisrael, v'lager hagor betocham, ki lechol ha'am b'ishgaga.
Sachna l'avonam hazeh kegudel chasdecha, v'chasher nasat olam hazeh mimitzrayim v'ad hena, v'sham ne'emar.
Vayomer Adonai, solachti kidvarecha. Vayomer Adonai, solachti kidvarecha. Vayomer Adonai, solachti kidvarecha.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
Shecheyanu v'kimanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh v'higiyanu lazman hazeh.
Lazman hazeh.
Amen.
Torahs are returned to the ark.
No, we have covered. Okay. Come off.
Thank you. We continue now as we move into the Mariv service, the evening service. We rise for the Baruch Hu, and then we may be seated. Page 207.
Baruch
be seated. Page 207.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'yoro ma'arav yaravim. Umatir yom, umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzavot shemo, Echai v'kayam, tadmid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, Hamariv Aravim.
Amen.
Page 208, a prayer of love. God raining down love upon us, our return of that love through our study of Torah, our observance of mitzvot. At the end of the prayer of love, Ahavat Olam, we will be reciting the Shema. This day, Yom Kippur, we are angels, and we say the line of angels, the Baruch Shem Kavod, the line that comes right after the Shema, we will say aloud as a community, because today we are angels. Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael amcha ahavta, Torah mitzvot chukimot lemadata. Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu v'hem negei yomam v'layla v'ahavatcha atasir mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Hinenai Ohev amo Yisrael
Amen.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed Ve'ahavata Adonai Melech
We continue silently through the second paragraph on page 209.
Adonai Elohechem Emet.
Emet.
We join together in the middle of page 210, looking towards redemption, looking towards a better world.
Umalchuto beratzon kibelu aleihem Moshe uMiriam uvnei Yisrael v'cha'anu shira b'simcha rabba ve'amru chulam mi chamocha b'elim Adonai mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh Nora Tehila Osei Fele מלכותך ראו בניך בוקם לפני משה זה לי ענו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר כי פוד אדוני את יעקב וגואלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני הנני God Yisrael.
Amen.
As we turn to page 211, a prayer for protection through the night. I ask often in our regular minyan, what is it that you're scared of when you walk outside? What is it you're scared of when you go in your house? Most of you don't have little children at home to remind you that there are boogeymen in the closets. But the reality is that we all know that there are. So what is it that's scared? And what do you need from God to help you feel safe facing the dangers in the world? Hashkivenu, page 211.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'ha'amidenu malkeinu l'chaim ufroz aleinu sukat shelomecha milfanecha v'hoshienu lema'an shemecha v'hagen ba'adeinu hoser me'aleinu oyev dever v'haser satan milfaneinu me'achareinu Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'ha'amidenu malkeinu l'chaim ubetel kenafecha vastirenu ki el shomreinu umatzilenu ata ki el shomreinu umatzilenu ata melech hanun v'rachum ata Lai 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 lai
Ushmo tzeitenu v'oenu l'chaim u'l'shalom ve'ata ve'ad olam
Sukat shelomecha Sukat shelomecha Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'ha'amidenu malkeinu l'chaim 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 l'chaim
Ufros aleinu sukat shelomecha baruch ata Adonai ועל פורץ סוכת שלום עלינו, ועל כל עמו ישראל, ועל ירושלים.
Amen.
Turn to page 212. We rise for the declaration of the day.
כי ביום הזה יכפר עליכם לכלכם מכל חטאותיכם לפני אדוני תטהרו.
As adults, we are often afraid to admit that we do not know. And yet, when we hide our brokenness, conceal our imperfections, and mask topics we just don't understand, we teach our children that pretending is better than improving, that feigning reality is more important than admitting. Rabbi Mordechai Yosef of Ishbitz, the Ishbitzer Rebbe, taught a person can only uphold the teachings of the Torah when they have stumbled in them. Perhaps this means that we discover who we are meant to be only if we're willing to stumble through the unknown, realizing that we might fall a few times and understanding that we can get back up. In other words, perhaps it's time we live life like a kindergartner who's not afraid to fall, who's not afraid to make mistakes, and to learn something new every day. As we move into the Amidah, the silent prayer for Yom Kippur evening, I invite you to use the words as a path to help you figure out what is broken, or perhaps even what needs to be broken so that it can grow and heal. The Chatzi Kaddish on page 212, followed by the silent Amidah, beginning on page 213.
יתקדש ויתקדש שמי רבה,
Amen.
בעלמא דברי חירותי והמליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביום אחד ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בגלה ובזמן קריב יאמרו אמן. יש שמי רבה מברך לעולם לעולם לעולמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה בריחו לעילה לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירם בעלמא ואמרו אמן.
Amen.
Take your time, as much as you need. As you're done, please be seated.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's all you. Yeah, yeah. So they will, yes. That's a good question.
I want to wish you all a Shana Tova, Chag Sameach. Shana Tova. Okay, the people out there. I want to thank everybody who worked very, very hard to make our high holidays happen. Rabbi Rosen, our choir, who is working even harder as different members have become ill, such is the way of these days. And our office staff, who spends hours and hours and hours making sure that everybody has hopefully the right tickets and the right mailings, and Steve Fine, who really puts together all of our mailings, coordinates everything, makes sure there's people to have the sound system and the this and that, and so many people, our floor captains, making sure people are ready for their honors, and my wife Shauna, who reads every one of my sermons at least 2 or 3 or 4 times and still comes to listen to them. So I don't know what that's saying. Maybe they're that good. Thanks, Kevin. So there was once a king who loved the people of his kingdom. He often threw lavish parties for them, inviting his advisors and his subjects to come and rejoice at his own expense. As the years went by, the king began to get the feeling that his subjects began to take him for granted, assuming that the parties would just keep going on and on and on. And so he decided to throw a special party for just a number of subjects and advisors. He had beautiful embossed invitations printed with gold filigree. The date was on there, but he left off the time the party was supposed to start. The wise subjects, his wise advisors, immediately went out shopping for their outfit and got dressed as soon as they could, ready for the party. They wanted to be prepared, knowing that they could never be sure when the king might call them on, because the king was known for his unpredictability. The less wise or foolish of his subjects went back to work. They said, the king will tell us, don't worry, the king will tell us when it's time. They assumed that they'd have lots of time. All of a sudden, the king opens the doors of the palace for the feast to begin. The wise enter, dressed smartly for the event, greeted with joy. The foolish show up at the party, still with dirt from their work, stained clothing, and they're forced to stand kind of in the back of the feast because they're a little embarrassed. They smell. They hadn't made the appropriate preparations. They just didn't get ready. Well, my friends, as hard as it is to hear, each one of us will one day be called to the king's feast. We don't know when those doors will open. We don't. But the question that we have to answer tonight is, how do we want to look when we go? And what do we want to leave behind for those who have not yet received their invitations? Today is Yom Kippur, the holiest day of the Jewish year, but also one of the most unusual. It's no secret that Judaism is about celebrating life. When we lift a glass of wine, we say l'chaim, to life. Every ritual law of Judaism can be suspended if it comes to saving a life. Everything's about life, except this holiday. This is the only occasion of the year where we actually focus on death. Today, we literally rehearse death. We fast, which actually for many Jews is worse than death. And we remove our jewelry, our finery, our fashionable clothes, our polished shoes, and we wear a kittel, which is a death shroud, what we'll be buried in. We engage in a life review, and over we recite the vidui, the confession, just as one does before death. Why do we do this? Why do we put ourselves through this? Because Yom Kippur is a day that we can think about our legacy bucket list. Do you know the term bucket list? Yeah? I thought it was a very, very old term. Like, old. Turns out it was really coined and made well known in 2007 with a movie by the same name with Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman. After receiving terminal diagnoses, the two men set out to explore the things they wanted to do before they died. A bucket list is typically a to-do list of exciting, unusually hazardous activities that constitute an exciting life. Now, I'll be honest, I have not yet made my legacy bucket list or any bucket list. But in researching this sermon, I found a lot of websites dedicated to bucket lists. Websites like 10,000 things to do before you die.com, bucketlist.org, where you can actually create your own bucket list of crazy antics, and you compare and contrast them to those of other people. They have over 800,000 options for you to choose from. Things like eating fire, hang gliding, holding sharks, wrapping a snake around your neck, and my favorite, getting in a taxi and yelling, "Follow that car!" When I do make my bucket list, it's going on there. There's no taxis out here in suburbia, but I'll figure that out another time. But tonight is a different kind of bucket list. No dogs pulling you across ski slopes or anything else. Tonight is about the legacy bucket list. It's not adventures. It's who we want to be, what traits we want to develop, and the legacy we want to leave behind. My friends, the reality is that modern medicine and modern society don't even want to talk about death. Don't talk about it. Shh. We hide from it. We spend billions of dollars trying to delay it for another week, another day, another minute. A new beauty treatment, a way to treat death, a way to prolong life. But how much time do we spend making sure that when our soul crosses over, we own our legacy. Tonight, with the recitation of Kol Nidre, we're given the opportunity to start a completely fresh slate. Not a blank slate. A blank slate negates everything that happened before in our life, our experiences, but a fresh slate gives us another chance to take what we have and to build clean on it. Every year we get to decide what's on our slate, our canvas. Rabbi Joseph Soloveitchik, one of the greatest Jewish thinkers of the last 100 years, said it beautifully when he said, Judaism brought to light a person's obligation to create oneself. Rabbi Soloveitchik imagines the Torah as an artist's manual, the commandments as techniques and brushstrokes to paint a picture. So imagine your work of art. What does the canvas look like? What does the background look like? What are the values in the background? And what are the accent colors of special life-changing moments? The Torah tells us to fashion time and moments with meals and gatherings and acts of kindness. And it should be based around a backdrop of caring. And so, on Yom Kippur evening, I'd like to ask you 5 questions to help us move in the direction we need to go. Question number 1, what do you want to be remembered for? Tomorrow, when we recite Yizkor, remembering our own family members and friends, we can ask the same exact question. We can recall what it is that made them special to us. What was the essence of their life? Some might say about a parent, this is the man or the woman who taught me what to do and what not to do. Or this is the person who seemed to always be ready for encouragement. So question 1, what do you want to be remembered for? Question 2, what makes you come alive? What ignites you? What makes you radiate that contagious joy? For some, it's the majesty in nature. For some, the richness contained in great art, or the emotion and depth of great music or literature. And for others, it might be serving the community. And yet for others, it could be organizing family gatherings that just excites them. What lights you up? I remember a story my teacher, Rabbi Ed Feinstein, told. He said there was a member of his congregation who passed away. And he met with the family to plan out the funeral and the eulogy. Rabbi Feinstein said, tell me about your father. After a long silence, one of the sons said, well, Dad liked golf. Rabbi Feinstein responded and said, that's wonderful. But what else did he love? What were his passions? Golf. Just golf, said Rabbi Feinstein. What did he dream of? What were his values, his causes? Son looked at him and said, well, he always wanted to live on a golf course. Rabbi Feinstein said, I can do that. A eulogy about golf, 18 holes, that's high. There you go. What makes you passionate? What is it? Question 3, what are you proud of so far that you've done in your life? This is not about comparing you to somebody else. I'm proud of this, but not compared to them. No. What are you proud of? What do you want to give yourself a hug, a pat on the back for? Because you are really proud of something you did. What is it? Number 4, how much have you loved? Love is possibly the most powerful emotion we have. We may think immediately of the love of 2 adults in a committed relationship, but this is far too small for the scope of what I'm talking about. When we truly love another person, be it a life partner, a child, a grandchild, or a friend, we open ourselves up to hurt, but we allow ourselves to reach the highest levels of spiritual fulfillment and connection. So tonight we ask, how much have I loved, and have I told the people I love that I love them? have I told them that I love them? And number 5, where have you made a difference? What cause did you champion in your life? Who or what did you defend? Who have you stood by in their moment of pain, of suffering, of torment? Have you taken the time to help an organization that you're passionate about? This doesn't have to be about solving the entire problem. This has to be about little steps, but you have to make a difference. You cannot leave this earth worse or the same as when you got here. So what are you going to do about that? One step at a time. On your way out tonight, and this is not a welcome to leave, but on your way out, when you do leave, there are pieces of paper outside that have these 5 questions on them so that you can take them. And over the course of this holiday and the year ahead, you can pin them up on your wall. I give one of these out every year, and I ask you to write on it. Every year I give it out. Mine, mind you, this is what I do for a living, but mine are right next to my desk so that I see what I wrote and I'm reminded of what I want to do. Take these, write on them, because next year I'll give you a different one, because every year is a new year. What do you want to be remembered for? What makes you come alive? What are you proud of? How have you loved, and where have you made a difference? Now, my friends, it's no secret that I love country music. And tonight, I am not going to serenade you. But I am going to conclude by telling you about a song. Tim McGraw sings a great song telling the story of someone who was given a terminal diagnosis. The person realizes that they can choose, that they can fret about their diagnosis and spend endless money coming up with a cure when they've been told by all the experts in the field that there isn't one, or they can embrace the time they have left. In the song, once the person embraces the time they have left, the chorus comes on and it says, I went skydiving, I went Rocky Mountain climbing, I went 2 seconds on a bull named Fu Manchu, and I loved deeper, and I spoke sweeter, and I gave forgiveness I'd been denying. Someday I hope you get the chance to live like you were dying. My friends, tonight we have the opportunity to face the reality that we don't know when we're going to be invited to that king's feast. But tonight we celebrate the gift we all have, the opportunity to embrace life, using this holiday to begin to fill our legacy bucket lists with things that matter to us. Gamar Khatima Tova. After services, I'll be singing that song for everybody, so. We continue with our service, the slichot part of our service, meaning the prayers of forgiveness, the prayers asking God to look down on us so that perhaps we can look at ourselves and feel what we need to do to move forward. As I said at the beginning, I'll say it the last time tonight, if at some point you do not feel comfortable standing, your body tells you otherwise, please listen to your body. At this point, we rise, we turn to page 223 as the ark is opened, Ya'aleh Tachanunenu.
Let's see.
Oy, oy, oy,
Yalla yalla tachanunenu me'erev. Yalla yalla tachanunenu me'erev. Oy 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 yabo yabo shabbatenu miboker. Yabo yabo shabbatenu miboker. Ve'yerav. Rinunenu. Ve'yerav. Rinunenu. Oy oy oy.
Oy, 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 yalla, yalla, kolenu me'erev. Yalla, yalla, kolenu me'erev.
Oy 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 yabo yabo tzidkatenu miboker. Yabo yabo tzidkatenu miboker. Ve'yerav.
Fidyoneinu.
Fidyoneinu.
Ve'yerav. Fidyoneinu. Ve'yerav.
Ve'yerav.
Fidyoneinu.
Fidyoneinu. Oy 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 ad orev.
We read responsively on page 223 in the English. May our supplications rise up at evening, our pleas arrive with the dawn, our songs transform the dusk.
May our voices rise up at evening, our righteous acts arrive with the dawn, our redemption transform the dusk.
May our suffering rise up at evening, our forgiveness arrive with the dawn, our purity transform the dusk.
May our prayers rise up at evening, coming to you with the dawn, transforming us at dusk.
Oy 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 yalla yalla en katenu me'erev. Yalla yalla en katenu me'erev. Oy 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 yabo yabo terecha miboker. Ve'yerav yabo elecha miboker. Ve'yerav. Eleinu. Ve'yerav. Eleinu. Ve'yerav. Eleinu.
You may be seated as the ark is closed. We continue on page 225 at the top of the page. Haneshama lach.
Haneshama, Haneshama lach, v'haguf palach, Usa, Usa, alamalach, Usa, alamalach, Usa, Usa, alamalach, Usa, Usa, alamalach.
We continue. Page 227, we rise again as the ark is opened. Kihine kachomer bayad hayotzer. As clay in the hand of the potter who thickens or thins it at will, so are we in your hand, guardian of love.
Ki hine chachomer biyad hayotzer ברצותו מרחיב וברצותו מקצר, כן אנחנו בידך חסר נוצר, לברית הבית ואל תפן ליותר. כי הנה כאבן ביד המססת, ברצותו אוחז וברצותו מחטט, כן אנחנו בידך מחיי ומוטט, לברית הבית ואל תפן ליצר.
We read in the English responsively, as iron in the hand of the blacksmith who forges or withdraws it at will, so are we in your hands, support of the poor.
Call your covenant, do not heed the accuser.
As the helm in the hand of the sailor who holds the course or abandons it at will, so are we in your hand, good and forgiving God.
With your covenant, do not heed the accuser.
As glass in the hand of the glazier who shapes or melts it at will, so are we in your hand, pardoner of sin and transgression.
Covenant, do not heed the accuser.
Ki hine karia b'yad harokim, birtzoto meyasher uvirtzoto meyakim.
כן אנחנו בידך
El kanov nokim.
לברית הבית ואל תפן ליצר.
כי הנה ככסף ביד הטורף, ברצותו משגשג וברצותו מצרף, כן אנחנו בידך ממציאים למזור טרף.
לברית הבית ואל תפן ליצר.
The ark is closed and then immediately reopened as we turn to page 229. Nope.
Two more people
Only one opening.
per person.
יישר כוח.
אל מלך יושב על כיסא רחמים, אל מלך יושב על כיסא רחמים, מתנהג בחסידות, מוחל עוונות עמו, מתנהג בחסידות, מוחל עוונות עמו. מתנהג בחסידות, מוחל עוונות עמו. מעביר ראשון, מרבה מחילה לחטאים, וסליחה לפושעים. עושה צדקה עם כל בשר ורוח, לא חרתם תגמול. מעביר ראשון, מרבה מחילה לחטאים, וסליחה לפושעים. עושה צדקה עם כל בשר ורוח, לא חרתם תגמול. תגמול אל הרית לנו, לומר 13, וזכר לנו היום ברית 13, El Hareita Lanu, 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 Berishelo Shetrei. Kim Moshe Data Bevana Bekedem Kim Moshe Katuv Beyered Adonai Beyana Vayit Yaseh Mosham Vayikra b'shem Adonai.
Adonai al panav vayikra Adonai, Adonai, Erachum v'chanun, Erech apayim, v'rav chesed v'emet, notzeh chesed l'alafim, notzeh avot v'fesha, v'chatza v'nakeh. V'salachta lavonenu, v'chatatenu, u'nchaltanu.
Okay. I'll give an A here. I'll give an A.
Slach lanu Avinu ki chatanu, Michal lanu Malkeinu ki fashanu, ki ata Adonai tov v'sahalach, ki ata Adonai tov v'sahalach, ki ata Adonai tov v'sahalach. V'rav chesed v'chol karecha.
We close the ark, but again, we are going to remain standing as the ark will immediately be reopened as we turn to page 233. Shema kolenu. God, hear our prayer. Hear us. I'll say more about this later when we're not standing. Page 233, the ark is opened.
Shema kolenu Adonai Eloheinu, chus v'rechem aleinu, v'kabel b'rachmim v'ratzon et tfilateinu.
Shema kolenu Adonai Eloheinu, chus v'rechem aleinu, v'kabel b'rachmim v'ratzon et tfilateinu.
Hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva, chadish yameinu kekedem.
Hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva, chadish yameinu kekedem.
Al tashlichenu milefanecha, v'ruach kodshecha al tikach mimenu.
Al tashlichenu milvanecha v'ruach kodshecha al tikach mimenu.
Al tashlichenu ve'et zikna kichlot kochenu al tazvenu.
Al tashlichenu le'zikna kichlot kochenu al tazvenu. We continue silently. Al tazvenu.
Adonai Eloheinu.
The ark is closed. We continue on page 234. We welcome Larry Gunsberg to the bima to lead us. Ki anu amecha ve'ata Eloheinu.
Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu.
Please be seated.
Selach lanu, kaper lanu, anu. Ki anu amecha viata Eloheinu, anu vanecha viata avinu, anu avadecha viata Adonenu, anu kehulakecha viata chalkeinu, anu nachlatecha viata goraleinu, anu tzanecha viata roenu, anu zkarmecha viata roenu, anu fakulatecha viata yatreinu, anu rayatecha viata dodenu, anu segulatecha viata kravenu, anu amecha viata malkeinu, anu ma'amirecha viata ma'amireinu.
We continue at the bottom of page 234 as we move into the section of our service called the Vidui. The Vidui, I mentioned in my sermon, Vidui is where we say the things we've done that we're embarrassed about, that we are ashamed of, the places where we've missed the mark, places where we've messed up. My friends, every one of us has done that. Every one of us has done that. What you'll see is that you'll notice, again, that it's in the plural. Because I might not have done everything in here, but we are a community. We take responsibility for each other and for ourselves. But please remember this. As it says in the laws of Yom Kippur, those sins between you and God, Yom Kippur will take care of. But those sins, those mistakes, those places where we've hurt another person, Yom Kippur won't help until we go to that person. We continue and we rise as we turn to the Vidui, page 234 at the bottom.
אנו הזפנים ואתה רחום וחנון, אנו קשה עורף ואתה אלף אפיים, אנו מלא עוון ואתה מלא רחמים, אנו ימינו כצא עובר ואתה הוא שנותיך לא יתמו. אלוהינו ולאבותינו תבוא לפניך תפילתנו ואל תתעלם מתחינתנו, שאין אנחנו הזפנים וקשה עורף לומר לפניך, אדוני אלוהינו ולאבותינו, צדיק אנחנו ולא חטאנו, אבל אנחנו ואבותינו חטאנו.
235.
איי 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 אשמנו, בגדנו, גזלנו, דיברנו דופי, איי 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 הבינו, והרשנו, זדנו, חמסנו, תפלנו שקר, יעצנו רע, כיזבנו, לצנו, מרדנו, ניאצנו, זכרנו, אבינו, פשענו, זכרנו, כישינו עורף,
Pashanu,
Shichatnu,
Shichatnu,
Tiavnu,
Tiavnu,
Ta'inu,
Ta'inu,
Tit'anu,
Titanu.
Sanu mimitzvotecha u'mishvotecha hatovim v'lo shava lanu v'ata tzadik al kol ba'aleinu ki emet asita v'anachnu hirshanu.
Please be seated. We have turned from your goodly laws and commandments, but it has not profited us. Surely you are in the right with respect to all that comes upon us, for you have acted faithfully, but we have acted in the wrong. We read together paragraph Aleph on page 235. We have done wrong and transgressed, and so we have not triumphed. Inspire our hearts to abandon the path of evil and hasten our redemption. And so your prophet Isaiah declared, let the wicked forsake their path and the sinful their design. Let them return to Adonai, who will show them compassion. Let them return to our God, who will surely forgive them. We continue and we rise, turning to page 237 for the longer confessional. We will begin in English, reading responsively. Please rise, page 237. We have sinned against you unwillingly and willingly.
And we have sinned against you, hardening our hearts.
We have sinned against you thoughtlessly.
And we have sinned against you in idle chatter.
We have sinned against you through sexual immorality.
We have sinned against you openly and in private.
We have sinned against you knowingly and deceitfully.
We have sinned against you by the way we talk.
We have sinned against you by defrauding others.
We have sinned against you in our intimate thoughts.
We have sinned against you through forbidden trysts.
We have sinned against you through empty confession.
We have sinned against you by scorning parents and teachers.
We have sinned against you purposely and by mistake.
We have sinned against you by resorting to violence.
We have sinned against you by public desecration of your name.
We have sinned against you through foul speech.
We have sinned against you through foolish talk.
We have sinned against you through pursuing the impulse to evil.
We have sinned against you wittingly and unwittingly.
החטא שחטאנו לפניך ביצר הרע, והחטא שחטאנו לפניך ביודעים ולא יודעים, ועל כולם אלוהי סליחות, סלח לנו וחנו כפר לנו.
We continue to ourselves silently in the Hebrew or the English as you feel most comfortable. החטא שחטאנו לפניך והחטא שחטאנו לפניך וגאוות שוחד ולשון הרע
החטא שחטאנו לפניך בעיניים רמות, והחטא שחטאנו לפניך בעזות מצח.
ועל כולם אלוהי סליחות, סלח לנו וחנו כפר לנו.
We continue silently to ourselves. We've sinned against you by throwing away powers. We've sinned against you by rashly judging others. We've sinned against you by plotting against others. We've sinned against
החטא שחטאנו לפניך בתשומת יד, והחטא שחטאנו לפניך בתימהון לבב.
ועל כולם אלוהי סליחות, סלח לנו וחנו כפר לנו.
We continue as the ark is opened, page 243. Page 243, we read responsively. Avinu Malkeinu, we have sinned in your presence.
Avinu Malkeinu, we have sinned in you.
Avinu Malkeinu, act toward us kindly in accord with your name.
Avinu Malkeinu, make this a good new year for us.
Avinu Malkeinu, annul every harsh decree against us.
Avinu Malkeinu, nullify the designs of our foes.
Avinu Malkeinu, frustrate the plots of our enemies.
Avinu Malkeinu, rid us of every oppressor and adversary.
Avinu Malkeinu, rid your covenanted people of disease, war, hunger, captivity, and destruction.
Avinu Malkeinu, forgive and pardon all our sins.
Avinu Malkeinu, do not look toward our sins and transgressions, blot them out.
Avinu Malkeinu, return us to your presence fully penitent.
Avinu Malkeinu, send complete healing to the sick among your people.
Avinu Malkeinu, remember us favorably.
We repeat after Rabbi Rosen.
Avinu Malkeinu, hachazirenu b'tshuva shlema lefanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, hazirenu b'tshuva shlema lefanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, shlach refuah shlema lechole amecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, shlach refuah shlema lechole amecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, zochrenu b'zikaron tov lefanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, zochrenu b'zikaron tov lefanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, kotvenu b'sefer chaim tovim.
Avinu Malkeinu, kotvenu b'sefer chaim tovim.
Avinu Malkeinu, kotvenu b'sefer geula v'yeshua.
Avinu Malkeinu, kotvenu b'sefer geula v'yeshua.
Avinu Malkeinu, kotvenu b'sefer parnasa v'chalkala.
Avinu Malkeinu, kotvenu b'sefer parnasa v'chalkala.
Avinu Malkeinu, kotvenu b'sefer zechuyot.
Avinu Malkeinu, kotvenu b'sefer zechuyot.
Avinu Malkeinu, kotvenu b'sefer slicha u'mechila.
Avinu Malkeinu, kotvenu b'sefer slicha u'mechila. We continue in the English responsively. Avinu Malkeinu, cause our salvation to flourish soon.
Avinu Malkeinu, cause your people Israel to be exalted.
Avinu Malkeinu, raise up your anointed with strength.
Avinu Malkeinu, hear our voice, be kind and sympathize with us.
Avinu Malkeinu, accept our prayer willingly and lovingly.
Avinu Malkeinu, do not turn us away empty-handed.
Avinu Malkeinu, remember that we are but dust.
Avinu Malkeinu, have compassion for us, our infants and our children.
Avinu Malkeinu, do this for the sake of those who were martyred for your holy name.
Avinu Malkeinu, do this for the sake of those who were slaughtered for their exclusive devotion to you.
Avinu Malkeinu, do this for the sake of those who went through fire and water to sanctify your holy name.
Avinu Malkeinu, do this for your sake, not your own.
For ours.
Avinu Malkeinu, choneinu v'aneinu. Avinu Malkeinu, choneinu v'aneinu, ki ein lanu ma'asim. Aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed. Aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed, v'hoshienu.
It's closed. We continue with Kaddish Shalem, page 245. If you need to, you may be seated. If you can stay up, it's just as well.
Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divra kirutei ve'amlich malchutei. B'chayechon od yom echon. U'chayet chol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala u'izman kariv. Ve'imeru ve'imeru. Amen.
Amen. Yehi shemei Rabbah me'ma'or.
Yitvarach v'yishtabach v'yitfar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitzadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal Shemei Dekudesha Shemei Dekudesha Richu Leila Leila Mikol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Damiran Be'alma V'imeru V'imeru Amen.
Amen. Tiptapelachon u've'yahon T'chol Beis Yisroel Kodarim u'vahon V'yishmaya V'imeru V'imeru Amen.
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 Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imeru. Amen.
Amen.
Ose shalom bimromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imeru. Amen.
Page 246, Aleinu Leshabeach.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon agol, latei gdula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegeharatzot, velo samanu kemishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam. אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. How נקווה לכם? כי המלכות שלך היא ולמעט תמלוך בכבוד, ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
You may be seated. We continue on page 248, the Psalm for the season of repentance. LeDavid, Adonai, Uri, Vishi, Mimi, Ira, Adonai, Me'oz, Chaye, Mimi, Efchad, Bekarov, Alay, Me'arim, Lechol, Besarat, We join together with the choir, the bottom two lines, Lule He'amati. If only I could trust that I would see God's goodness in the land of the living. Place your hope in Adonai. Be strong, take courage, and place your hope in Adonai.
Lule Hemanti, Lirot Betuv, Lirot Betuv, Adonai, Lirot Betuv, Adonai, V'eretz Chaim, Kaveh el Adonai, Kaveh el Adonai, Chazak v'yameh libecha, Kaveh el Adonai.
Those in a period of mourning, those observing the yahrzeit of a loved one, Mourners Kaddish, page 247. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rava.
Amen.
Be'alma divra chirutei ve'amlich malchutei v'chayechon uvyamechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv v'yemru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevorach leolam ulamei almaya. Yiparach v'yishtavach v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal Shmei Kudsha Berechu Leila Leila Mikol Birchata V'Shirata Tushbechata V'Nechamata Damiran Ve'alma V'Emru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rava Min Shamaya V'Chaim Aleinu V'Al Kol Yisrael V'Emru Amen. Ose Shalom B'Mromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yemru Amen. Please be seated. Shana Tova, Gemar Chatima Tova. If I were to read this straight off the sheet, it would say, my name is Shalom Cantor, and I am the rabbi of the synagogue. I'm just reading what's here. Bima flowers are sponsored by Howard, Allen, and Kay Weinberger in memory of Gita and Leonard Weinberger and Ignaz Palkovitz. Thank you very, very much. This is a beautiful tradition at B'nai Moshe. For many years, Gita Weinberger herself sponsored the Yom Kippur flowers in memory of her husband and father, and now her children carry on this beautiful tradition to honor their parents and grandfather, L'Dor Vador. Honestly, very beautiful. Tomorrow morning, we will gather here beginning at 9 a.m. Our services will continue and continue and continue as they do on Yom Kippur. And we will have, for those who have children or grandchildren under the age of, well, I'll leave that, but who have children or grandchildren, the children's program will begin at 10 a.m. The children or the family service, intergenerational, multi-generational service will begin at 10:45, and then they'll go back after the service to some more planned out activities. In the Moshe Musketeers Tat Shabbat room will be anybody 5 or under. Anybody 6 and over will be in the lounge at the very end of the room, and the teens will be hanging out in the library, catching up on their reading. Exactly. Where are they? Anyway, we will be going on our martyrology and Holocaust service when we celebrate the life of somebody who survived and tell their story is tomorrow. Roughly speaking, and I'm giving you like a window of between 11:45 and 12:45. There you go. Yizkor will be in there somewhere, but I'm not telling exactly where because it's fluid. So we will continue following in the afternoon at 3:30. I will be leading a class on the concept of tshuva between parents and children, and we'll actually be looking at a text of King David and his son Absalom, who had some problems with his dad. Say that when you kill your brother, things happen. But anyway, we'll come back here for Mincha at 4:45. We'll be having a number of our teens from B'nai Moshe reading the book of Jonah, along with some of our other congregants, a guided meditation leading us into Ne'ilah. For those that haven't been or don't come to Ne'ilah, it really is a party. And you should be here. I'm just saying that. I know I'm not supposed to say you should do anything, don't tell people what to do, but it's fun. It's a bunch of smelly people who've been fasting all day, and we sing and dance. What could be wrong with it? Anyway, shofar blowing will be approximately 7:58.
Approximately.
I said 7:58. He is blowing shofar at 7:50 on the parking lot. Break fast at his house. Anyway, we conclude this evening. Children are welcome. We have glow sticks and all kinds of stuff. If at any point during the holiday you are in here and you're feeling weak, something doesn't feel right, tell one of us. We have supplies to boost you up, get you going. Nobody should feel that way. Also, the final thing, please check out the reading table outside. There is beautiful books. The service can go on, and there are some very inspirational stuff out there. There's a few articles that correspond to tonight's sermon. Grab one, bring it back to your seat, and read a little bit. If you find something amazing, say, "Hey, Rabbi, I want to show you this." I'll take it for next year's sermon. We conclude now with Yigdal, page 250. I want to wish you all a Gemar, Chatima Tova, and a Shana Tova.
יגדל אלוהים חי וישתבח, נמצא בעין יועד אל מציאותו, אחד בעין יחיד כייחודו, נעלם וגם אין סוף ליחדותו. Ein lo demut haguf ve'ein no guf, lo na'aroch elav kedushato, kadma lechol davor asher nivra, rishon v'ein reshit, le'reshito, hino adon olam lechol notzah, yoreg gedulato umalchuto, shefa nevuato netano, elam shegulato v'tifarto, lo kam beYisrael gemol hanoi, u'mabit et brunato, Torah emet natan le'amoel, al yad neviyo negman beito, lo yachal yifa'el v'lo mirdato, le'yo le'olamim le'zulato, tzodeh v'yodea setorenu, ma'abid le'sof davor v'kadmato, gomer le'ish chesed kemifalo, noten le'rasha ra kerishato, yishkach ketzayimim meshichenu, liftot mechakeket Yeshuato, meitim yechayel beroch chasdo, baruch adeyat shem tehilato, meitim yechayel beroch chasdo, baruch adeyat shem tehilato.
If I could have anybody who is a Kohen or the daughter of a Kohen who would like to participate in the Kohen blessing, the priestly blessing tomorrow, if you could come up to the bima for a very few minutes, it would be very helpful. Thank you. Thank you.
For never having done it together before, it was not bad. Mark is sick. Yeah. COVID. So far, no. Yeah, not COVID. Let me put this one.
I sent out a video. Okay, let me show you what we've got. Let me see if I'm going to get Howard. You're going to meet with us, right? Yes. Okay.